Welcome back to Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. Visit speciesnutrition.com. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today's guest is IFBB Pro Regan Grimes, getting ready for the New York Pro this coming weekend. What's up, my friend?
Hey, Dave. Thanks for having me on today.
You've been very quiet over the last 6 or 8 months or so. You've been kind of like laying low. You were out. Yeah, I haven't heard anything from you. I haven't heard a peep aside from the stuff you post on your social media.
Yeah. Little.
Get.
I mean, yes. I've definitely been laying low a little bit, but I've been keeping busy, and now just obviously deep into prep. We're only 4 days away, so feeling good and excited to get to New York. So I leave tomorrow morning.
I know, it's going to be great. I know Chris Aceto will be meeting you there, and you sent me some, let's just get right there. You sent me some progress pictures from today, which are outstanding. So let's put them up on the screen there. A lot of people have been giving you flack on social media over the last couple of weeks that, you're not going to be in shape, you're not ready. Looking at these pictures, it looks like you're ready to me.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, we were late. Like I was definitely at 6 weeks out, 7 weeks out. Like I wasn't ahead, that's for sure.
Right.
But I knew what I had to do, and Chris and I worked really well together, and he knew what I had to do, and he knows what I can do in a certain period of time. So, yeah.
Now you've had a whirlwind career. I mean, you're 24 years old, so you really haven't had much of a career. But you started early. You started, in your teens. You were a middleweight. You gained about 10 pounds a year. You told me, we were talking off camera before the show, 10 pounds a year for like the last 6 years in a row. I mean, you even gained almost 10 pounds from last year, which is truly impressive, especially since you placed second at that Vancouver Pro show. You've been one of these guys that have just steadily improved little by little, and I always think that usually looks best on people's frames when they make the steady improvements. What do you attribute the fact that you have put on such consistent gains year after year after year?
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing for me, and that's what I want to continue to do is just slowly add it. I mean, some might say 10 pounds a year is not slow. For me, it's been achievable. Do I think 10 is going to continue to keep going on? Probably not. Maybe 5. But even at 5 pounds a year for the next 5 years, that's another 25 pounds on top. Would be huge.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
Well, would be bigger. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think it's just the consistency. In the off season, I do eat lots. Yeah. I do get a little bit softer. I think that break helps. I mean, by break, like I still eat lots. I still train very hard, but yeah, I take it a little bit easier. And then when prep starts, I go,
You have one of these physiques that's very deceptive because in the off season, in a sweatshirt, you look like a big kid. You don't look like the guys who's gonna win a pro show. And then all of a sudden you start dieting, and all your lines come in, and it's like you take your shirt off, and people are like blown away. And I think that's why you have such a strong following on social media, because people can really relate. To you look like a regular guy, and then you look like Superman.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks, Dave.
No, but because you don't see that a lot, and like I said, that's why I think when you're in off season, you kind of go into that laid back mode, and we don't hear from you. Now, last year you had a great year, obviously on the pro level. You placed second in Vancouver. You were 6th in Tampa and 5th in Chicago, which a lot of people were really talking great stuff about you. You got a lot of great compliments. People were really high up on it. What was the feedback you received, and how did you feel after the contest season last year?
I felt really good. I felt like for me, like second in Vancouver was almost, it was a win. Because for me, that was very good. Mm-hmm. And I was happy with it. What did I take from it? I needed to get a little bit bigger, a little bit more, dense, and I think just a little harder, just better all around. Mm. So I think this year, I'm going to bring it in, tighter waist. I think harder in the legs, harder hopefully everywhere. I brought my arms up a bit, so that front shot. I think I made some improvements that I needed to make, and I hope to show this year, display those.
When I look at your pictures, I don't even see weaknesses or strengths because your body flows very well, which is what they say is really what bodybuilding is all about. you don't want to see huge legs and maybe a small upper body or missing calves or missing. You kind of have all the body parts are kind of in really good harmony, and I think that's really what draws, I guess, judges' eyes to your physique. Mm-hmm. Is this something you work for, or do you just work to be big and you just happen to have really good genetics in that sense?
I don't know. I mean, I make sure I train train legs twice a week. What I do is push-pull legs. So I do it twice a week. I train everything.
Wow.
And then I take one day. So I do.
Workout.
Yeah. So I'm 6 days on, 1 day off, and I like it like that. They're long workouts, but I enjoy it. I like high volume. Yeah.
A lot of people, I myself included, couldn't recover probably from doing each body part twice a week. They're long days, like you said, and you have to really get enough rest and recuperation, and your body has to be able to take those double workouts because not many people can do that. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about you. Oh, look at the pup. Wow.
Little Otis. Little Frenchie.
That's a good looking little boy there. Yeah. I was expecting to see Regan Grimes or something like that across his chest or something like that on the little.
He's got his tactical vest on.
It seems like everyone has a T-shirt line these days. Not you, huh?
Everybody.
Yeah. Let's talk about some controversy because you worked with Chris Aceto all last year. You guys did real well together. The season went well. And then you made the decision at the end of the year that you were going to go. You were invited to go out to Kuwait, train at Oxygen Gym with Beta Badai's crew out there, and you decided to go. Was that a difficult decision for you? And what made you decide to check it out there?
Yeah, it was difficult for sure. I mean, at the time, I kind of thought that that's what I needed, to get to the next level. Mm-hmm. But to be honest, when I got there, it really wasn't what I wanted to do with my career. I think, they had a vision for me. They wanted me to be Big Ramy and they wanted me to be huge, like 340, 350.
Wow, really?
And to be honest, I don't want to do that. I don't want to look like that.
Right.
I'm not saying Big Ramy's awesome. He's huge. It's crazy. But that's just not my goal physique, and that was more their vision. So
they really thought you were going to be that big, huh? Is that what that was the goal?
Yeah.
Wow.
Seriously.
I would like to see if they could have accomplished it, but were you? I know you left around Christmas time. Obviously, that I know you had a girlfriend and you have family obviously in Canada. Was it lonely out there? I mean, what was it like training out there? Give me a typical day out there.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, you sleep. I probably sleep like maybe 14, 16 hours a day. Like if you're not what I mean by that is sleeping. If you're not sleeping, you're just laying there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So watching a show or just lying around. So mentally, you're locked up in it. You're not locked, but you're up in this apartment, and you're doing that, and then you're training and you're eating. You're training, you're eating, you're sleeping. It's really just robotic, like bodybuilder central there.
Yeah.
They train hard. They train really hard. They eat really hard, and they do everything hard.
Did you do you do that normally though? I mean, don't you live a pretty regimented lifestyle back in Canada?
Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of the thing, and it's what, I can do this here. I have business here. I have family. I have friends. I have a life, and I create a future here. So, I mean, to be away there, it was definitely really difficult. And if I can, continue my career here, moving at the pace that I want to move at, I'm happy.
Now, when you first decided to leave, I guess the announcement was that you were moving to classic physique. Was that a reality? Did you really believe that, or was that just like a way to get out of there? Or tell me what your thought was on that.
I was tired. I was tired from being there. Mm-hmm. So I came home and I was confused. I was just like, geez, that was not fun.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know if I want to keep, pushing to get huge like this. And you know what, I love the look of classic physique competitors, and I love the category. Mm-hmm. So to be honest, at the time, I actually convinced myself I was going to do it. And then, a week or two goes by, and I started training for it or whatever. And then I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to get like smaller here, lose muscle that I worked for, and it's not the same. It's kind of not the same mentality in the gym when you're just trying to like
maintain.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I ended up, obviously staying open. So
you're young too. It's not like you're like 35 years old where it might have been an option,
Like I felt like this is it's like I still could do it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just. We'll see.
What weight would you have to weigh to be classic at your height?
So that's kind of the breaking point, to be honest, because for me, I'm 5'11" and I'm just below 6 feet, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure. Maybe I get some. You go on the inversion table and get some chiropractic work. I hit 6, then I can be 230 pounds.
Right.
But
that's still low. And you said you're going to be in the 240s this year.
Yeah, I'll be 240s this year. But like if you took diuretics and you could not eat for a while, you could probably make the weight, but
I don't know.
It's dangerous. I don't think.
Yeah, you wouldn't look the same. You definitely wouldn't have the best look. So, a lot of people think that it's just a weight thing. When you suck down that much weight, you don't just get it back like in a day. It doesn't. It takes a week to get it back. So, at least in the right place.
Get back life, right? Yeah.
Right. Now I understand you're a free agent now. You're not working with BPI anymore?
No, I'm not. So yeah, I'm free agent.
So if any companies out there are looking to sign you, obviously you're a marketable guy, a good looking guy, they can contact you. How do people get in touch with you? Through Instagram, or do you have an email?
Yeah, they can just send me an email at teamgrimes@hotmail.com.
Okay. Now you have an incredible social media following. You have like 570,000 followers on Instagram. Is that kind of amazing to you? What do you think? What do you think that people see in you that makes them want to follow you?
I think like creating things where people can relate, and like
what?
Obviously I record my preparation into the show, and people I think enjoy kind of watching that journey into it.
Right.
Yeah.
Tyler just put a picture up there of you biting your girlfriend's butt or something like that from your Instagram.
I have fun with it. I love it. It's fun.
Going into this New York Pro, obviously stacked lineup. Nathan Diasha, who was at one point one of your Oxygen roommates out there. Obviously, you got the whole New York crew: Juan Morel, John De La Rosa, Justin Rodriguez. These guys have been breaking each other's balls for weeks now, with pictures and going back and forth. Do you like the fact that it's a competitive lineup? Yeah,
I mean that's for me. Like I don't have expectations to win this show. I want to go up there and hold my own against these guys. That's my thing. I want to get pictures beside them, and I want to see how I can do. Mm-hmm. I would love to win. I'm training to win, of course. But Nathan Diasha is 7th in the world. If I was to beat him, it's a little bit unheard of, Well,
you never know. On any given day, anything can happen up there on that stage. What's the strategy for you and Chris? What do you think you're going to bring as far as body weight to the stage this year?
Body weight, I think we'll probably bring around a 244. Yeah, 245. Carved up, 246. Last year we were 236 to 238.
What do you think ultimately, weight-wise, you'd like to weigh on stage? Like if you had to pick your dream weight, what do you think your body would look best at?
I think 268, 270.
Wow, yeah, that would be pretty freaky.
I think after 270, I would lose some of the lines that I want to keep.
Yeah, and you're still in that. I say up to about 28 years old is really when the growth spurt stage is. As a matter of fact, I think it's from 24 to 28. Obviously, you put a lot of size on up to 24, but I think you still got a good 4 years of growing left in you. Yeah. Which is.
No, I feel good. I'm injury free and I'm healthy and I feel good. So I think this, after this competition season, it's going to be a good couple of years.
Now, what do you do on a regular basis? Do you have a job? Do you train people? What's like a day in the life of Regan Grimes?
Yeah, so I own a gym. So I basically in the morning I get up 6:30. I go there. I open it up for 7, and I do my cardio for 40 minutes to an hour, and then after that I go have my first meal, and then I get some work done there, the front desk, and just work at the gym, and then I do my training around 12. And then the rest of the day, because I kind of do my work in the morning, the rest of the day I kind of have to do whatever I need to do, running around, and yeah.
So you don't train people there all day?
No, I don't train people. No.
What kind of gym is it? Is it a regular gym?
It's a hardcore gym, so it's we got like 14,000 square feet. So
wow.
It's a full-size gym.
That's awesome.
I'm the sole owner. We have about 450 members, so it's pretty good. Yeah.
What's it called?
Flexplex.
Okay, and where is it located?
It's called Flexplex Muscle and Fitness, and it's 1700 Dundas Street in London, Ontario.
That's awesome. I wasn't even aware you own a gym. How does a young guy your age buy a gym?
It was just a dream of mine, and I put it together. Like
that's awesome.
I looked online. I got on Kijiji. It's kind of like your Craigslist in the States, and I found used equipment, gym that went out of business, and I did everything for as cheap as I could, and put it together. Yeah. That's
awesome. Chris always says that you're a real entrepreneur. He said he reminds you remind him of Jay Cutler.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Do you have any future plans, like ideas in your mind that you might want to do, business-wise?
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, but you can never tell those things.
Oh, you got to keep those a secret. Right? I got you.
We'll see.
But you are looking for a sponsor at this point, so if anyone wants to sign Regan, they can contact him. And,
yeah, I'd love to try some products and really find a good fit.
Yeah, no, it's always good to believe in a product line. And actually, I always tell people, if you can find a company that you actually like the products and you use the products, then who's better than you? Back in the day, in the 90s, my dream was to work for Metrex, and I did. This is when Scott Connolly owned the company, and it was a really high-end product line back in the mid-90s. Right. And I actually was able to do that, so it was really a dream of mine. So that's why when I came out with my own line, I said, I got to put out high-quality supplements too, because what a hypocrite I would be if I was using supplements that were, or I was selling supplements that were sub-marginal and I wasn't even using them,
Exactly. You want performance supplements, not just highly marketed products.
Exactly. What advice would you give to other young guys out there who are coming up in the bodybuilding world and might say, hey, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to do men's physique or classic or open bodybuilding. Like, where would you tell them to put their energy?
Well, I guess it kind of depends, like, on the individual. But I guess all the categories are good. It just depends kind of what they like, right? What they love. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing. Like, you can ask anybody what should you do, but it really boils down to what makes you happy. So,
good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about like people who feel like, oh, you know what? Because you went to Oxygen, you left. Obviously, you're still looking great. You're going to do well this year. You made a lot of progress. If people is there any secret? Because I always try to tell people there's no secret in bodybuilding. It's just perseverance and it's patience. But people think there's a secret, formula that someone's got in Kuwait, or they got it in China, or they got it in Japan, or they got it in California. Or what would you tell people if they ask you that?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it's just straight consistency is this business. Like, you got to just keep doing it. It's not just, 6 weeks of the year or 8 weeks. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep eating, and you got to keep training. A lot of people fall off, and, you got to keep eating and training all year. That's the biggest thing in the off season, food and training.
I agree, 100%. Wise words from a very young man, and who be up on that New York pro stage. They say that careers are made or broken in New York. So, Regan, good luck up on that stage this coming Saturday.
Awesome. Thank you, Dave.
All right, and that's going to take us to the end of another episode of Live With, brought to you by Species Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo, and we'll see you next time.